Hello and welcome back to our channel. Have you ever stood in front of the open refrigerator, staring blankly at the shelves and completely forgotten what you were looking for? Or have you ever struggled to put a name to a familiar face during a conversation? If yes, don't worry. That is completely normal. We all have those frustrating moments. But do you know that the food you put on your plate every single day could be either quietly protecting your brain or slowly destroying it? Today, we are going to look at what the top medical experts in the United States have to say about this. We are talking about Dr. Sanjay Gupta, CNN's chief medical correspondent and a practicing neurosurgeon who has spent decades studying the brain, and Dr. William Li, a world-renowned physician, scientist, and New York Times best-selling author of Eat to Beat Disease. Both of these doctors have dedicated their lives to understanding how nutrition directly impacts our brain health and cognitive function. In today's video, I'm going to show you the top 5 brain foods that can help prevent memory loss, sharpen your focus, and reduce your risk of Alzheimer's disease. I will also share a detailed bonus section at the end where we reveal the single worst food that accelerates cognitive decline. And I guarantee you are probably eating it right now without realizing the damage it is causing. If you are 50 or older, or if you have parents who are 50 or older, this video is extremely important for you. Make sure you watch until the very end. Let's get started. First, let's understand why nutrition matters so much for your brain. Your brain is the most energy-hungry organ in your body. It weighs only about 3 pounds, which is just 2% of your total body weight, yet it uses about 20% of all the calories you consume every single day. That means the quality of the fuel you put into your body directly affects how well your brain functions. Think of it like this. If you put cheap, low-quality fuel into a high-performance sports car, it will not run well. It will sputter, stall, and eventually break down. But if you give it premium, high-quality fuel, it will run smoothly for decades. The same principle applies to your brain cells, which are called neurons. They need specific nutrients to build their membranes, communicate with each other, and repair themselves from daily damage. Dr. Sanjay Gupta often emphasizes that the food we eat directly affects the structure and function of our brain. He says that the brain is constantly rebuilding itself, and it needs the right building blocks to do that. If you are not providing those building blocks, your brain cannot repair itself, and over time, that leads to cognitive decline, memory problems, and eventually dementia. Now you might be wondering, how common is diet-related cognitive decline? Listen to this statistic. Research shows that people who follow a standard Western diet, which is high in processed foods, refined sugars, and unhealthy fats, have a 52% higher risk of developing dementia compared to those who eat a brain-healthy diet. That means the choices you make at the grocery store today could literally determine whether you develop memory problems decades from now. Dr. William Li often points out that our bodies have 5 defense systems that protect us from disease. 2 of these are directly influenced by food. The first is the angiogenesis system, which controls blood vessel growth. When you eat the right foods, you can stimulate healthy blood vessel growth in your brain, which improves blood flow, oxygen delivery, and cognitive function. The second is the stem cell system, which helps regenerate new brain cells. Yes, you heard that correctly. We can actually grow new brain cells, and the right foods help make that happen. But here is the good news. We can take control of our brain health starting today. By simply adding these 5 specific foods to your daily diet, You can protect your brain cells, reduce inflammation, and even stimulate the growth of new neurons. These are not exotic or expensive foods. They are readily available at any grocery store. So let's talk about those 5 brain foods that could literally save your memory. Pay close attention because each of these has been scientifically proven to protect your brain in unique and powerful ways. Food number 1. Fatty fish. Fatty fish like salmon, sardines, mackerel, and trout are among the most powerful brain foods you can eat. They are rich in omega-3 fatty acids, specifically EPA and DHA. Your brain is made up of about 60% fat, and half of that fat is omega-3s. DHA is especially important because it helps build the membranes of your brain cells and supports the growth of new neurons. Now, what is the difference between a normal diet and a brain-healthy diet when it comes to fats? A typical American diet is extremely high in omega-6 fatty acids, which come from processed vegetable oils like soybean oil, corn oil, and sunflower oil. These fats actually cause inflammation in the brain. They promote the production of inflammatory molecules that damage brain cells over time. But when you replace those inflammatory fats with omega-3s from fatty fish, you are literally reducing inflammation and allowing your brain cells to communicate better with each other. Dr. Sanjay Gupta recommends eating fatty fish at least twice a week. He often says that people who eat fish regularly have significantly more gray matter in their brains. Gray matter contains most of the nerve cells that control decision-making, memory, and emotion. The decline in gray matter is directly linked to Alzheimer's disease. So by simply eating fish twice a week, you are preserving your brain's gray matter and protecting your memory. If you do not eat fish, you can get omega-3s from fish oil supplements or algae-based supplements. However, whole fish is always better because it contains additional nutrients like vitamin D and selenium that work together with the omega-3s to protect your brain in ways that supplements alone cannot. For best results, choose wild-caught salmon over farmed salmon. Wild-caught salmon has a much higher omega-3 content because the fish eat their natural diet in the ocean, which includes smaller fish and algae. Farmed salmon are often fed grains and soy, which reduces their omega-3 levels and increases their omega-6 content. The difference is significant. Wild salmon can have up to 3 times more omega-3s than farmed salmon. Food number 2. Blueberries. Blueberries are often called nature's antioxidant bomb, and for good reason. They are packed with antioxidants called anthocyanins, which give them their deep blue color. These antioxidants have powerful anti-inflammatory and neuroprotective effects on the brain. Here is how blueberries work in your brain. As we age, our brains experience oxidative stress. Think of it like rust forming on a car. Over time, rust eats away at the metal and weakens it. Oxidative stress does the same thing to your brain cells. It damages the DNA and the cell membranes, accelerating memory loss and cognitive decline. The anthocyanins in blueberries act like a shield, neutralizing these harmful free radicals before they can damage your neurons. Dr. William Lee explains that blueberries are one of the most studied foods for brain health. He says that the compounds in blueberries not only protect existing brain cells, but also stimulate a process called neurogenesis, which is the growth of new brain cells. This is remarkable because for many years, scientists believed that we could not grow new brain cells as adults, but we now know that we can, and blueberries help make that happen by increasing the levels of brain-derived neurotrophic factor, which is like a growth hormone for your brain. Research has shown that blueberries can improve communication between brain cells and help delay age-related cognitive decline. One landmark study published in the Annals of Neurology found that eating blueberries and strawberries regularly could delay cognitive aging by up to 2.5 years. That means if you eat blueberries regularly, your brain could stay younger for 2.5 extra years compared to someone who does not eat them. To get the benefits, you should eat a handful of blueberries every day. You can add them to your oatmeal, yogurt, smoothies, or simply eat them as a snack. Frozen blueberries are just as good as fresh ones because they are frozen at peak ripeness. In fact, some studies suggest that frozen blueberries may have even higher antioxidant levels because they are picked at the perfect time and immediately frozen, locking in all the nutrients. Food number 3. Turmeric. Turmeric is a bright yellow spice that has been used in traditional Indian medicine for thousands of years. Its active ingredient is called curcumin, and it has some of the most powerful anti-inflammatory and antioxidant properties of any natural compound on Earth. Here is why turmeric is so special for your brain. Curcumin can cross the blood-brain barrier, which means it can directly enter your brain and provide protective benefits. Studies have shown that curcumin can boost levels of a brain hormone called BDNF, which stands for brain-derived neurotrophic factor. Think of BDNF as a fertilizer for your brain. It helps existing brain cells survive and encourages the growth of new neurons. Low levels of BDNF are linked to depression, Alzheimer's disease, and other neurological disorders. Now, what is the difference between a normal diet and a brain-healthy diet when it comes to spices? Most people only use salt and pepper in their cooking. They completely miss out on the powerful medicinal properties of spices like turmeric. In countries like India, where turmeric is consumed daily in curries, lentils, and even milk, the rates of Alzheimer's disease are significantly lower compared to the United States. This is not a coincidence. Researchers have been studying this correlation for decades. Dr. Sanjay Gupta often mentions that curcumin is one of the most studied natural compounds for brain health. He points out that the research is so compelling that many scientists are now studying curcumin as a potential treatment for Alzheimer's disease. In fact, there are currently over 100 clinical trials looking at curcumin for various health conditions, including dementia and memory loss. However, there is one important thing you need to know. Curcumin is poorly absorbed on its own. Your body does not naturally absorb it well, but there is a simple solution. You should always consume turmeric with black pepper. Black pepper contains a compound called piperine that enhances curcumin absorption by up to 2,000%. That means if you add just a pinch of black pepper to your turmeric, your body will absorb 20 times more of the beneficial compounds. You can add turmeric to your soups, curries, scrambled eggs, roasted vegetables, or even make a golden milk latte with a pinch of black pepper. Just make sure you are getting it regularly and always pairing it with black pepper for maximum absorption. Food number 4. Broccoli. Broccoli is a cruciferous vegetable that is packed with brain-healthy nutrients. It is rich in vitamin K, which is essential for forming sphingolipids, a type of fat that is densely packed into brain cells. Vitamin K has also been shown to improve cognitive function and delay memory decline. In fact, studies have shown that people with higher vitamin K levels have better verbal memory and cognitive performance. Broccoli is also high in antioxidants and anti-inflammatory compounds. It contains a compound called sulforphane, which has been shown to have powerful neuroprotective effects. Sulforphane activates the NRF2 pathway, which is your body's master antioxidant response system. This pathway protects your brain cells from oxidative stress and inflammation by activating hundreds of protective genes. Now, what is the difference between a normal diet and a brain-healthy diet when it comes to vegetables? A typical American diet is severely lacking in dark green leafy and cruciferous vegetables. Most people eat very few vegetables, and when they do, they are often potatoes or corn, which are starchy and not rich in vitamin K or sulforphane. By replacing these starchy vegetables with broccoli, you are giving your brain a powerful dose of neuroprotective nutrients that it desperately needs. Dr. William Lee recommends eating broccoli and other cruciferous vegetables like cauliflower, Brussels sprouts and kale at least 3 times a week. He says that sulforphane is so powerful that it actually helps activate the body's own antioxidant enzymes, making your brain more resilient to damage. It essentially trains your brain cells to defend themselves against the wear and tear of aging. To get the most benefit, you should steam broccoli rather than boiling it. Boiling can leach out the nutrients into the water, reducing the sulforphane content by up to 50%. Steaming, on the other hand, preserves the sulforphane content while making the broccoli tender and easy to digest. You can also roast or stir-fry it with a little olive oil and garlic to retain maximum nutrients and flavor. Food number 5. Eggs. Eggs are a nutrient-dense food that provides several brain-healthy nutrients, including choline, B vitamins, and vitamin D. Choline is particularly important because it is a precursor to acetylcholine, a neurotransmitter that is involved in memory, learning, and attention. Here is why choline is so critical for your brain. Without enough choline, your brain cannot produce enough acetylcholine. Low acetylcholine levels are directly linked to memory problems and cognitive decline. In fact, many Alzheimer's medications work by trying to increase acetylcholine levels in the brain. So by simply eating eggs, you are giving your brain the raw material it needs to make this essential neurotransmitter. Dr. Sanjay Gupta recommends eating eggs regularly as part of a balanced diet. He points out that the egg yolk contains most of the nutrients, including choline, so you should not skip it. For many years, people were afraid of egg yolks because of cholesterol. They were told that eating egg yolks would raise their blood cholesterol and lead to heart disease. But modern research has completely debunked this myth. Studies have shown that dietary cholesterol does not significantly affect blood cholesterol levels for most people. The nutritional benefits of the yolk far outweigh the risks. Studies have shown that higher choline intake is linked to better cognitive performance and a lower risk of dementia. B vitamins, especially B6, B9, which is folate, and B12 help reduce levels of homocysteine, an amino acid that is linked to Alzheimer's disease. High homocysteine levels can damage blood vessels and brain cells, increasing the risk of cognitive decline. By eating eggs, you are not only getting choline, but also the B vitamins needed to keep homocysteine levels in check. When choosing eggs, look for pasture-raised or omega-3 enriched eggs. These have higher levels of beneficial nutrients compared to conventional eggs. Pasture-raised chickens eat a natural diet of grass, insects and seeds, which results in eggs that are richer in omega-3s and vitamins. You can eat eggs for breakfast, lunch or dinner. They are versatile, affordable and easy to prepare. So these were the 5 brain foods that you should be eating regularly. fatty fish, blueberries, turmeric, broccoli, and eggs. Each of these provides unique nutrients that protect your brain, reduce inflammation, support memory, and even stimulate the growth of new brain cells. But now, you might be wondering, are there foods that do the exact opposite? Foods that actually accelerate memory loss and damage your brain? The answer is yes, and we need to talk about this because it is just as important as knowing what to eat. Here is the bonus section that I promised you. The single worst food for your brain is refined sugar and highly processed carbohydrates. Dr. Sanjay Gupta warns that sugar causes massive inflammation in the body and can directly damage your brain cells. He often says that Alzheimer's disease is increasingly being referred to as type 3 diabetes because of the strong link between insulin resistance and cognitive decline. Here is how it works. When you eat sugar, your blood sugar spikes. Your pancreas releases insulin to bring it down. Over time, if you constantly eat sugar and processed carbs, your cells become resistant to insulin. This means your brain cells cannot get the glucose they need to function properly. Without proper glucose metabolism, your brain cells start to die. They literally starve to death, even though there is glucose in the blood, because the insulin cannot get it into the cells. Dr. William Lee also emphasizes that sugar feeds chronic inflammation. Inflammation is the root cause of almost every chronic disease, including Alzheimer's. When you eat processed foods, sugary drinks like soda and fruit juice, pastries, white bread and white rice, you are literally fueling the inflammation that destroys your brain cells. These foods cause a constant inflammatory response that damages the neurons and the connections between them. A landmark study published in the New England Journal of Medicine found that people with higher blood sugar levels, even those without diabetes, had a significantly higher risk of developing dementia. In fact, the study showed that for every increase in blood sugar, the risk of dementia increased by a corresponding amount. This means that even if you are not diabetic, if your blood sugar is consistently high, you are damaging your brain. So instead of reaching for that donut, sugary cereal or soda, choose one of the 5 brain foods we discussed today. The choice you make at every meal is either helping your brain or hurting it. There is no neutral ground when it comes to sugar and brain health. To build a brain-healthy meal plan, try to include at least 2 or 3 of these brain foods in every meal. For breakfast, you could have scrambled eggs with a handful of blueberries and a sprinkle of turmeric on your avocado toast. For lunch, a salmon salad with broccoli and a side of nuts. For dinner, turmeric-spiced chicken with roasted vegetables and a cup of green tea. Snack on a handful of blueberries or some nuts rather than chips or cookies. Dr. Sanjay Gupta often says that the best diet is the one you can stick to for life. So find ways to include these brain foods in ways that you actually enjoy. If you don't like salmon, try sardines or mackerel. If you don't like plain blueberries, add them to a smoothie. The key is consistency. Eating these foods once in a while will not make a difference. You need to incorporate them into your daily routine to see long-term benefits. To summarize the key takeaways from today's video. Food number 1, fatty fish, provides omega-3s that build brain cell membranes and reduce inflammation. Food number 2, blueberries, provides antioxidants that protect brain cells from oxidative damage and stimulate the growth of new neurons. Food number 3, turmeric, provides curcumin that boosts BDNF, reduces inflammation, and protects the brain. Food number 4, broccoli, provides vitamin K and sulforphane that activate your brain's master antioxidant defense system. Food number 5, eggs, provides choline that produces acetylcholine, which is essential for memory and learning. And remember to avoid refined sugar and processed carbohydrates. These are the foods that accelerate cognitive decline, increase inflammation, and directly contribute to insulin resistance in the brain, which is linked to Alzheimer's disease. So that was today's video, top 5 brain foods to prevent memory loss. Let's do a quick recap. Food number 1, fatty fish. Food number 2, blueberries. Food number 3, turmeric. Food number 4, broccoli. And food number 5, eggs. If you found this video informative, please hit that like button. If you have someone over 50 in your life, share this video with them. This information could literally protect their brain health for years to come. Remember, the more people know about these foods, the healthier they can be. And if you have not subscribed yet, hit that subscribe button and turn on the bell notification. Because every week we bring you informative health videos just like this one, featuring insights from the top doctors in America. In the comments below, let me know which of these 5 brain foods you already eat, and which one are you going to add to your diet starting today. Your experience could help someone else in our community. Finally, take care of yourself and your loved ones. Stay healthy, stay informed, and I will see you in the next video. Take care.